welcome into a brand new episode of WSI TV. Enjoy the show.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of WSI TV. We're here for our market update as usual. I'm Leah Warren and I'm joined by Jim Samson. How are you doing today, Jim?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So let's get right into it. We're here for our market update, as I said. But first, I have to remind you, as always, to go on the WSITV.com website and sign up for our free daily newsletters and get access to WSI TV Vault. So we're looking at the S&P 500 today. You want to talk to us about what's going on in the market?
Yeah, so we are still in the bull market. We called that bull market out on September the 9th using our proprietary system, and it's been stubbornly proving it correct so far, which is, September, that's, we're, good several months into now, pushing for a half year into, what we called a bull market back there. One of my concerns has been pretty much since the Santa Claus rally that came right on schedule has been, let's have a healthy correction. I want to see it come back to kind of get close to that. We're now aggressively rising 40-week moving average. A few weeks ago we had, it looks like the start of one, but no, it's back up to new highs again, just pushing higher and higher. So we're definitely going to go in the way of that. There's this bull market has had the skeptics, like all bull markets, on the way up, and the bull likes that. He doesn't want to give anyone an easy ride, but that's really what our system is about: getting in as quickly as possible and not fighting the trend, however much the news or commentators otherwise contradict that. So that's really where we're at, and I'm not gonna fight the bull.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, we did have the start of a correction, but it bounced back up. And analysts elsewhere in the stock market media are looking at what is causing this constant rally.
Right.
And they're talking about the way that gold and bonds are reacting. That's something we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So we actually have the gold chart. If you want to talk to us a little bit about what gold has to do with what's going on and the it's a good question. When there are so many fundamental things in the world that aren't, functioning that well, why is the stock market flying high? We always want a reason for everything. We can't just seem to accept, it's just going up because it's going up. And that's really where we use such a strict rules proprietary system is so listen, you follow these rules and it works, and you just get in and you don't argue with that. But having said that, one is always going to be tempted to look at, what are the fundamentals out there, what's actually going on, and whilst we're going to not fight the system, we're also going to look at what actually is going on in the world. The stock market is typically a good predictor of like 6 to 9 months ahead of any trouble. It's certainly not saying that right now, but under the surface, what is happening out there? What's strange is that we're seeing gold and bonds and American stocks all flying. I mean, this is a chart of gold. You can see it's very aggressive. And bonds is really much a mirror image of that. I mean, bonds are a boring thing. That's supposed to be where you go for safety. And that's where it starts getting interesting, because when you look at the other countries around the world, we look at, the Chinese economy, the Japanese economy, German economy, which is all huge export economies. They're very much in the doldrums right now. Yeah.
And that would kind of suggest that, Americans aren't buying their products then, which is, retail is, flatlined as well. Everything's really, in the doldrums apart from, gold, bonds, and American stocks. Yeah. So what is that kind of saying? If you wanted to have a skeptical, fundamental reason, you could look at things like copper as well, which is supposed to be like that's like supposed to be, the truth of what's going on out there, and it's in an aggressive downtrend.
Yeah, we've actually got the chart for that too, and you can see that downtrend.
Yeah, and they call it Dr. Copper actually, because it's supposed to be seen as, copper is the best economist there is, because it's what's really happening out there. Copper is used in so many industrial processes, and this again is confirming that whole skeptical view of, it's not really happening in the world. So why are American stocks, bonds, and gold flying? And the really only conclusion you're left with is that global capital, has flown to America, and gold and American bonds and American stocks. It's almost like it's
once the money's got to be parked somewhere, and it doesn't like it abroad right now, and it's kind of coming to really what's seen as a safe haven. So, you know, you could take a cynical view of stocks are flying because they just need somewhere to park the money, and American stocks are seen as safe. So we've got this disconnect. I think we've got a flying stock market. But the real economy, you know, the average person in that still isn't, according to retail and everything, still isn't quite there with it, which is nothing unusual. But one of them is wrong, and it's either going to be, you know, the real economy, the things we're talking about, or American stocks and so on. So what could happen here is, you know, the stock market corrects violently when realization, you know, kicks in at some point. Or the other thing could happen where the stock market is leading the way, and, you know, consumers start to catch up and get with the trend. And that would mean foreign economies are going to pick up. And what could trigger that? It could be a surge in housing, real estate. We feel wealthier when you know, a house is going up in value. People will go and get lines of credit on their homes, start spending again. That wealth feeling, that feel-good factor, comes when real estate starts moving. And, you know, as you know, one of my themes has been that you know, real estate is going to be a good few years for real estate. So that's still what could be happening. But bottom line is it's a bull market, and we're going to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. So just to show you guys that chart one last time, this is the S&P 500, and it's still riding high, and we're just going to keep riding it as long as we can. So thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching the latest episode of WSI TV. Be sure to visit WSITV.com, where you can subscribe for free with no contract and gain instant access to the secrets of self-made millionaires via the WSI TV Vault. So go ahead and claim this gift for free now at WSITV.com.